All right, guys. So we have Manny Coats here. He is the founder of Helium 10, the CEO. And so like I've said, I always contact the software companies or anybody that I endorse that I can. That's not a billion-dollar company that I could get a hold of and talk to them, make sure they're always using the data well and making good tools, and that they have everybody's best interests in mind. And I actually started learning Amazon from his podcast, the AM/PM podcast. And it's a great resource for learning as well, especially when you're on the road. We don't have a podcast. Maybe I will someday, but Manny's got a pretty comprehensive one, so I don't know if I should even make one. But yeah, so I've been talking to Manny for a while, so if I just want you guys to, he's going to be helping us make some videos here. And I just want to say hi, and maybe anything I forgot.
No, yeah, thank you. That's
awesome. Explain your Amazon experience a little bit too, a little bit about your history.
Yeah. So I've been doing this now for 2.5 years. I got into it at the end of 2015 in December. I came from the mobile app space, which was crazy competitive. I mean, if you guys think Amazon is competitive, the app space is insane. So coming to the Amazon side of stuff was easy, I thought, relative to that. Yeah. And then during this time when I was first starting out, I basically started December of selling in December of 2015. I'm like, well, I've got a month of 2015 left. And my goal was to generate $250,000 in sales by the end of 2016, right? That was my goal. And I decided to start a podcast at that time too, to kind of chronicle my journeys. And believe me, guys, if you listen to my podcast, the earlier episodes, I'm failing all over the place. I'm messing up. My first product didn't work. And I was one of the first people, I think, that honestly just kind of explained it all and what I was doing wrong. And I think that helps people, right? It's not always like, you can crush it on Amazon. It's easy. It's awesome. Everybody's going to be a millionaire. It doesn't work that way, right? But if you do things right and you learn from your mistakes, and that's what I was doing, you can do really well. And just like Brock mentioned, he was listening to my podcast. He's listened to other podcasts as well. I was doing the same thing. I was listening to other podcasts. I was absorbing stuff. I bought a Bluetooth shower speaker so I could listen to a podcast for 10 minutes while showering. While I was in the gym, instead of music, I was listening to podcasts. I'm telling you, I was fanatical about it because I wanted to learn. And instead of $250,000 in sales for 2016, I did 1.6 million, right? And then the next year, which was last year, right, 2017, that up to $3.3 million in sales. And that's just one account on Amazon. That doesn't include money from software or for anything else. I actually had a merch account as well that did another 60,000 on top of that, which was pure profit, 60,000 pure profit. Just selling t-shirts through Amazon's merch program. But yeah, that's what I did. I got into it, and then I started, I did Helium 10 just under or about 2 years ago, mostly free. Half the tool or all the tools were free initially, and still a big portion of our tools are free. We want to give really good tools to the community. Nothing that we have on there is bad. And in fact, most of the tools that we have, I think, are best in class. They're really good and Brock.
Yeah, I think they have. I mean, I've been following you for the 2.5 years ever since the start, and I was there to give you shit when you came out with a tool and started charging for it. But I've become a lover.
Brock was very instrumental, and I remember you coming up through the ranks of everybody. You were on one of the very first people in our FBA High Rollers group on Facebook when we only had a couple thousand people. There's like 45,000 people there, and you were always aggressive with what you were saying. Like, no, God, you challenged, what people would say, because they're like, and then people would get mad. I remember they were getting mad at you.
I got kicked out of the group twice on 2 accounts, and then I finally got back in.
Yeah. So, it's funny, right? It's full circle. So and I didn't kick you out, Brock. I remember I got you back.
It was your VA or somebody. Yeah. I know.
But it's a funny story, right? Because sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, whatever the case might be. And you ended up becoming a really awesome success with how diligent you were with your research on a specific product, with your glasses.
Yeah,
right?
Go check out the AM/PM group. I know we've got a Facebook group too, but theirs is very valuable. There's no reason to only join mine. There's there's archives for years back. And go look at mine when I talked in there. You'll see me predicting that the entire nation would run into like a big event with Amazon, and all the news agencies would cover that there'd be this big, giant, fake Chinese thing. And all these people are hating on me. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. And boom, happened just like I said. So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's all the good stuff in there too.
Yeah, so there you go. If you want to talk to me, I'm in that group. It's called the FBA High Rollers. And if that doesn't pull up on Amazon, the podcast is at ampmpodcast.com, like morning and night, ampmpodcast.com. And the Facebook group, just go to ampmpodcast.com/Facebook, and that'll take you there. It's cool. And Brock's in there. I'm in there. There's 45,000 sellers in there. So get into as many cool groups as you can because there's always something to learn.
Awesome. All right, well, let's get into the content.
Let's do it.